welcome. Oh my God, it's not something palatable. While we were rejoicing with the families of the Blizzes, Moses Bliss, that news also came flashing in that Mr. Ibu had passed on. Oh my God. The passing of Mr. Ibu reminds me of how fleeting life is. A man that we saw not too long ago dancing in the marketplace, giving out money in the family saga and the tussle between his wife and his adopted daughter, so to say, in his movie roles up until the saga about his leg surgery came up. The hopes were high. They solicited help from Nigerians, and Nigerians contributed to help. Those help came handy, and then the family tussle continued, and the news came in that the surgery was successful. The news came in that he is recuperating. The news came in that all is well, until the daughter came to grant that more than 2 hours, would I call interview or speech about the tussle between her and the wife of Mr. Ibu. Who would have thought that just a few days after then we'll be talking about his demise? Life. And as we are talking, more people are passing on to glory. Mr. Ibu is an award-winning actor. Mr. Ibu is one actor that most people will not forget in a hurry. He made his mistakes. Please, let's look at some of those awards this man won. In 2005, he came to limelight with his popular Mr. Ibu movie. That movie earned him an AMA Award, African Movie Academy Award, for Best Comic Actor. In that movie, he played the role of Mr. Ibu, a funny father to an equally funny son. In that movie, the son is Osita Iheme, popularly known as Popo. Then in 2010, he won the AMVCA Award, the African Magic Viewers' Choice Award, for Best Actor in Comedy. In 2014, he won the Peace Ambassador of Nigeria for the impact his acting prowess plays in the society. In 2016, he was on the award list again for African Magic or Magic Lens Film Academy. Then, a very prestigious award of the Order of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, MFR. I think this is the highest award they give in the country. Even though he's a man of humble beginning, he grew to limelight. And from what man can see, he made his mark and got his own award. It's now left for him to get the award from his maker. But from what the eyes can see, this man made impact and was awarded in life for it. One of the major things that made Mr. Ibu stand out is this clownish behavior that looks natural on him. That ability to switch from a normal human being to somebody looking so childishly funny and ridiculously entertaining. You know, most times when you see him in his acting, you will be like, who is this man that is doing like what we colloquially call mbe, like some, you know, someone that will say the person escaped something, like someone that has this Mongolian idiocy, like you have to laugh or be tempted to laugh or react. You have to look at him, and sometimes you will feel like he's not normal, but it's all acting. When you see him in his normal elements, you will just know that this guy is something else. So that alone endeared him to the hearts of people. You know, when he would change his face, change his lips, change his demeanor to look like that person that is wasted. But now, I don't know if we will still have someone who will step in that shoes that will be left in the hands of time.
How old are you? Old.
It is my prayer that God will help us to number our days. I was talking about Herbert Wigwe. We have not even come out from that one. I know that earlier this year, some people talked about 2024 as a year that's going to be with sad stories of major deaths. I don't know if I believe all those 1st January or New Year prophecies and forecasts. I don't know if I believe them, because I know that the ways of God are different from the ways of man. But it looks like some of those speculations are coming through. There have been so many deaths that are hitting us so hard. Herbert Wigwe is one of those deaths that got to me. Really, it did get to me, because he is somebody that I will say is an asset to a country like Nigeria. He is an asset. And people like that are not people you want to leave the scene so fast. And then the question comes, why evil men stay for longer? People who do evil and have evil schemes stay for longer. And then those who seem to be on the course of purpose leave the scenes so fast. Wigwe's death was very tragic, considering the way he died, that it was being difficult to collect the bodies. He is not only the one that was involved. The wife was there, the son was there, and his business associate. What about those people flying the chopper or the helicopter? Those are lives that went down the drain. And then a lot of issues came up immediately after that death, how the church that he is a member did not wait that much to have a major party. That's his pastor Siju, and the church itself, how the woman celebrated her 60th birthday, even with the death of this man who is considered as a major contributor to their parish. A lot of people have varying opinions, but at this point, I'm not even going to pretend about it. I had my own reservations. I really felt bad when that birthday party saga started. And in life, there are times we don't need to sound correct, politically correct. There are times we need to face issues exactly the way they are, especially when it comes to values, when it comes to important issues in life. People really need to know what we stand for. And when I heard about that party, I felt so bad. It is true that in that Siju's birthday, they observed 1 minute silence. I saw them observe 1 minute silence. But I felt that that wasn't enough, because the Bible encouraged us to mourn with those that mourn. Yes, we're not going to put the issues of our life at a halt, or actually life will move on. Even when you're working in a place, if anything happens to you, the next minute someone is going to take your seat. But at the same time, relationships matter. The judgment will give a thing at a point, will be a function of our relationships. Relationship with the people involved in those sad moments. In this case, I totally condemn that hosting of the party at that time. It's true that it would have been planned. Somebody would say that that party has been planned. They've bought things. I don't think that a week to the party they've bought perishable things like food, like meat, and all the things they're going to use for that party. It's true they would have consulted the people that would do the music, people that would do the cooking, people that will do the decor, people that logistics and other things. But you know, these are people you can always call up and say, hold on, we have issues at hand, we are moving into so time, we will still do it. I've had people contract me for some jobs and they call me and say, I know somebody, I want to move this event to so time. You know, and I understand with them, that is being human. Humanity requires that you feel what people are feeling at any point in time, even though life will move on. Then I looked at the whole situation. I felt that even though those things have been planned, they could have told everybody to hold on and move things.
a little bit further. At least let the man be buried, because these are not burials that will be delayed. These are not people that are going to be put in mortuary. These are people, situations that once the issues surrounding the crashes are rectified, the people will be laid to rest. Rectified in terms of being able to gather piece of the body or symbols of the person. Then the person can be brought home and quickly laid to rest. It also depends on what the family wants anyway. But in most cases, people, deaths like these ones are not delayed. So that party could have waited to give credits to feel what this family is feeling. If it is only Wigwe that died in that plane crash, and we'll be talking about only him, this is something that was as fatal as wiping off a mother, a child. So I don't think that would have been a situation that would delay for months. It will be a matter of weeks. And once that man is laid to rest, the church, see, relationship of churches with their members differ from relationship of other units. I don't know what to call them. There are age grades, there are other affiliations people have, but the one they have with their religious organizations appear different, because these people are people who navigate their morality, who navigate their choices in so many ways. Out of all the things that affect our choices, religion is one of the most that have influence on our choices, even though sometimes we don't bring them out to the public, for people to know our stance on certain things. But on a private note, it is what contributes to our sense of humanity, to our sense of judgment and who we really are. So we hold them there, even secretly and sometimes openly. So when it comes to our relationship with these organizations, we have to be very fair and square. We have to be clear. For a man who walks into that organization and prays, for a man who contributes a lot, for a man who is the one of the pivotal members of that organization, one would think that that party should have waited. Wait till a birthday party. Those days, the church was even celebrate the day you were born in Christ, not the day you were born into the world, because they know that when the world passes away, you will pass with it. The flesh will pass with it, but there's a part of you that will stay longer, and that's the one they celebrate. I'm not saying don't do birthday parties, but I'm trying to assign the level of importance it should have. So that party should have waited. The nature of the incidents is heartbreaking. I'm not even a member of their family, and I'm so broken, because a man, a husband, a daddy, a friend, and whatever position that person occupies in any life, just dashed out like, let me come, I want to run one or two things. And the next moment you're hearing that the medium with which he went to wherever he went to crashed. Lives were lost. The people flying the chopper, the friends that accompanied him, his first son, his wife, himself. Hey, that's I'm just getting emotional right now. But when I looked at the whole thing, I said, well, most times people that love themselves die together. There are cases I have seen that somehow destiny or situation have a way of bringing people who are knitted in love into the same circumstance at the point of death. There are very few cases anyway. We were just live with the fact that your wife was with you, your son was with you at the time of the incident, and wherever you guys are, you might be together. So anybody that wants to paint it, is his life, she has the truth is that wasn't the right time to have that party. That wasn't the right time to do whatever. There are always appropriate times. If Wigwe is to come back now, or he's given the opportunity to stand and watch the way that place treated his demise and the circumstances surrounding it, will he be happy? Will he be happy? The truth is, nobody will want to be in that situation.
Not much was said about his friend, an economist, and somebody who is also a national asset. That is how fleeting life is. And just as we were coming out of that one, news comes that Ibu is dead. What about all the efforts and to save his life? And it almost looks like he shouldn't have gone for that operation. Maybe he should have been managing his leg like that. That reminds me of when my father died, the circumstances surrounding his death and his health, how it was managed in the hospital, the operations he went through. That when he died, I started feeling like if I had known, I would have allowed him live the later part of his life in peace and manage the. But who are we? We are humans who are always running around to look for solutions. We feel like we can do something to save the day, but sometimes it doesn't really work out. The question is, if he hadn't gone in for that operation, would he still be living by now? It's said that he died out of heart failure or heart attack. Is it as a result of the medications he's taking, or his body response to treatment, or other health challenges and what have you? We don't know what the conclusion of the cause of death would be, but he's someone that we have known lately to be in the middle of some kind of storm. Nigerians prayed for him. We wished him recovery. What is unfortunate, how life is. And I will always say that we that are living are much more opportuned to begin to fine-tune things about our lives and not live like it's going to be forever. Of a truth, we will live to the fullest, to the number of our days, fulfilling the number of our days as promised by God, because that's his word. But his will is also different from our ways. And it is my prayer that God will give the Igbo family and a lot of Nigerian fans the fortitude to bear the loss of Mr. Igbo, a man who has been one of the #1 entertainers or comedians Nigeria has ever produced. And I also pray that the family is able to now come together and put things in place. When I learned he's dead, my mind first went to his wife. This is a woman who, from the look of things and from how things have played out, doesn't look like she can put it together for herself. It's time now to take the bull by the horn. And you can never know how strong people are until they face challenges. You will never know how strong that woman is until this kind of thing happens. May God give her the fortitude to bear the loss, the members of the family, and come through for her in a time like this, the wisdom to navigate her life and the life of her children. May God give her. So I felt to bring you the information about the passing of Mr. Igbo and a kind of tribute to a man who loves life and has contributed his quota to life. Rest in peace, Mr. Igbo, John Okafor, as you are called. Rest in peace to Wigwe, wife and son. We love you. We're going to miss you. You guys are national asset. But I encourage Nigerians with these words from the scriptures in Ecclesiastes chapter 3. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time to war and a time of peace. What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboureth? I have seen the travail which God had given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. He had made everything beautiful in his time. Also he has set the word in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh for the beginnings to the end. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life. And also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And God doeth it, that men should fear before him. God has all the answers to the questions we ask in life, and we will surely get those answers when we meet him. It is well, Nigerians.